Hey there, my friends. Great morning. And this is your Monday morning focus. We're just going to spend 5 minutes or less together right now and just help you leverage this day to go your way. So today's Monday morning focus is on the topic of modification. It's a great topic. Is it okay to take a program or a structure or a system that is based on science to predict results and modify it to meet your needs? So in case we've never met, I am your life transformation coach, Dr. JC Doornick, AKA otherwise known as the Dragon, host of the Rise Up with Dragon podcast, as well as the co-founder of the Make Sense Academy, which is an environment where you can thrive. So here it is. There's a big difference, if you think about it, between doing something perfect and that of cutting corners. I hope this resonates with you. If I look back myself, my own personal experience, if I look back at my health and wealth transformation story, as a reminder, I lost 80 pounds 18 years ago and completely turned my life around to make it a life that is focused on the things that matter most. Changed my career from a doctor to a health coach and all of these different things. But if I look back at that transformation story, it is completely clear and plain to see that my biggest results, my biggest leaps forward and biggest results came from when I followed the structure that was laid out for me in my health program and my business. I had a business coach, I had a health coach, and I followed them to a T, near perfect. So this is a challenging idea of following something perfect, and it's kind of what this topic is about. So I think the challenge with the idea of following something to perfection is the idea that it requires deprivation. Think about that for a second. That's the problem with perfection. We shy away from it. It's about deprivation typically in your mind. And when looking at the risk of trying something new and going towards something that you've never succeeded at before, there's a risk associated. And the idea of failing, deprivation in that instance becomes a handy way. We actually use deprivation as a way to justify changing the structure. That's why we change the structure and modify typically from perfect to a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Does that resonate with you? So what do? In my opinion, and in my 18 years of coaching experience, it's all about practicing empathy and understanding and recognizing that any step forward, this is what I want everybody to know, any step forward is a step forward. There's no such thing as cheating. Cheating is just an opportunity to learn if you're open and conscious about it. So when I start up a new client, you might be a client on my program, or you might be somebody that has fallen off of program, or you might be watching this video because somebody referred it to you. But when I start up a new client and begin that conversation for our health program, or even maybe do some business coaching, life coaching, I use what's called an autonomy supportive approach that accommodates this whole concept I'm talking about. And what it means is I've learned to meet people where they autonomously are. You have your own version of reality and what is right and what is wrong. See, I don't think that modification is a bad thing, right? When somebody tells me they want to cut corners and modify, I don't see it's a problem when people are getting started. Why? Because getting started, right? Just the idea of getting started with something is a quantum leap away from not starting at all. You know, we say 1 step forward, 2 steps back. If you don't take that 1 step forward, you're taking 3 steps back. Do you get what I'm saying? So your remaining bad habits, this is what's interesting, is when I started and I wasn't perfect, the things that I was modifying were associated with some bad habits that I wasn't ready to get rid of yet, right? I wasn't ready to quit. But I found that as I started just being in any sort of forward motion, became easier to handle once I built some results, momentum, and mental clarity, a different version of me. We always say it's who you are that determines how well you do works. So once I became a different version of me, of course I got rid of those stupid things. Somebody's not ready to quit smoking and they move forward in another aspect of their health, maybe that's what it will take to become the person that will quit smoking. So remember, transformation, the very idea of transformation takes place over time, one healthy habit at a time. That's our moniker. So the truth that I share with fellow coaches and life coaches, you know, health coaches, mindset coaches is this: the journey of their client, which is you, actually has nothing to do with the coach, nothing at all to do with the coach. The coach is there to be a guide and support and walk beside people. You see, the journey of the client, you, is, and any sort of a step forward is just a step forward. It's just a sequence of steps forward. And what's interesting is if you take 5 baby steps forward, that's called a leap. That's called a leap. Make sense? So remember something. Not sure who you are watching this and what your reality is autonomously, but if you or anyone that you love is curious and ready to take your first step to reclaiming control of your health and your life, ask me how we can do that. We can talk about that. We can talk about your reality and what makes sense for your first. We can modify any version of this program and my systems and strategies. And we can also talk about some really, really good ways to save big. Even if somebody's on weight loss medication or any of that stuff going on right now, that's a starting point too. And we have all sorts of solutions and options and savings for that. And remember something, if you are an existing client and know somebody like that, ask me about our referral program. We have a wonderful way for them to save and for you to save and get back as well. So not ready yet? Which is another version of your reality. I'm going to provide you with a link in the description of this video. I'm going to provide you with a link to our free Telegram community. We have a program called Telegram where everybody's in there and it's optimistic. It's autonomy supportive, judgment free. Everybody supports one another, and we give you a dose of some really, really cool stuff in there to get your mind right. Because remember, that could be your step forward. So just click on the link there and you can join our free community. Have an amazing day.